Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders that I learned this truth from, the men of GMS and the brethren with the like-minded doctrine. It's the brother Bakalah while I'm here with another hopeful, edifying lesson to the elect body of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. This lesson is going to go into basically Moab, and its destruction of Moab, thus saith the Lord, right? And I got a news clip which I'm gonna bring into because there are a lot of things going on over there in China, with China and Taiwan and the US, with Nancy Pelosi going into Taiwan, which is going into the rumors of wars and rumors of wars, because there's talk of China invading Taiwan. So this is a message to Moab, or the so-called Chinese. Thus saith the Lord, right? I'm gonna read this out of Jeremiah 48. Jeremiah 48 and 1, it says, "Against Moab, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, the power of Israel, woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled, Karathaim is confounded and taken, Mishgab is confounded and dismayed. There shall be no more praise of Moab in Heshbon. They have devised evil against it. Come, and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman, the sword shall pursue thee." So this is talking about Moab. There's talk of these nations um to bring the so-called Chinese or Moab down. Because a lot of people, I made a video, I might um take this video down. I did one previously on this subject, but I might take it down and this will be my do-over, I think, right? Because all these other nations, Moab or China, um, um, Russia, primarily China and Russia, they have the thoughts of being the next superpower, but all these nations are cutthroat, and you know they're going to try to take each other down to get that number one spot of the next superpower, which that's not going to happen. All these other nations, all these other heathen nations will go into captivity. This is all leading into the battle with Jehoshaphat, talked about in Joel the third chapter, that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is gathering all the nations to that great battle, which is the third woe talked about in Revelation. The battle, the valley of Jehoshaphat. So that's where this destruction is going to take place, and where it's talking about there shall be no more praise in Moab. In Heshbon, they have devised evil against it. Come and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman, the sword shall pursue thee. So um China is going to be destroyed, completely destroyed. You know, thus saith the Bible. He's going to be hit with these nuclear missiles also, just like Babylon the Great. It's going to be destroyed. And Jeremiah the 48th chapter goes into that, which I'm a play this video here, right? So basically, it's talking about Moab, how Moab, is Salakia. Yeah, it talks about Salakia. It talks about in this video how Moab is described from this video here shows you exactly what it talks about in Jeremiah the 48th chapter. I'm going to point that out, right? Because I'm gonna play a little bit of this video. It's the news. It says Taiwan surrounded as Chinese live fire military drills take place. So this is it's part of, there's already Russia and Ukraine is in their is in their war. Um um Hamas and the Israelis over there, they're starting up sending rockets over to each other again. It started up again. That the Hamas and the Israelis are shooting missiles on each other again. So this is the wars and rumors of wars, and also this with China and Taiwan, and Babylon the Great, aka America, is in the midst of all of this. The one that enlarges his desires as hell, and I mean it's like you never keepeth at home, right? He never keepeth at home, but enlarges his desires as hell, right? So Babylon the Great, aka America, is all in the midst of all of this. They're talking about Nancy Pelosi going to Taiwan, and China was having discussions of shooting her plane down if she do it. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video, and I'm gonna go back to Jeremiah the 48th chapter.
This is unprecedented. In the air and at sea, Taiwan is surrounded.
When it comes to safeguarding the interests of the motherland, the blood of heroes always flows in our veins.
So he said protecting the motherland, which is keep that in mind. This guy said protecting the motherland. What did he say, Salakia?
This is unprecedented. In the air and at sea, Taiwan is surrounded.
When it comes to safeguarding the interests of the motherland, the blood of heroes always flows in our veins.
So he said basically in protecting the motherland, the blood of heroes always flow in our veins. So basically they're ready for war to defend China. Basically, that's what he was saying. The blood of heroes flow in our veins when it comes to protecting the motherland, which their motherland is China. Keep that in mind.
More than 100 Chinese warplanes and 10 warships are taking part in the live fire drills, with missiles launched over the island into the Pacific. And to match the military might, diplomatic sanctions too.
We are not Iraq, Syria, or Afghanistan. We will not allow any foreign force to bully, suppress, or enslave us. Whoever wants to do so will be on a collision course with the Great Wall of Steel, forged by the 1.4 billion Chinese people.
So what did she did? That was the spokesman or spokeslady, the for China, right? The minister, their spokesperson for China, right? And she said, "We are not Syria, Iran, or Afghanistan." And who is that person talking about? That's basically talking. She's talking to Babylon the Great, aka America, first and foremost. She's talking about them because who the one that invaded Iran, Syria, and Afghanistan. That was Babylon the Great, aka America. So basically, that speech was directed to Babylon the Great first and foremost. And she said, "We are not going to be bullied, suppressed, or enslaved by another nation." So I'm gonna wind it back, right?
More than 100 Chinese warplanes and 10 warships are taking part in the live fire drills, with missiles launched over the island into the Pacific. And to match the military might, diplomatic sanctions too.
We are not Iraq, Syria, or Afghanistan. We will not allow any foreign force to bully, suppress, or enslave us. Whoever wants to do so will be on a collision course with the Great Wall of Steel, forged by the 1.4 billion Chinese people.
So she was saying there, whoever want to enslave them, suppress them, we are not Syria, Iraq, or Afghanistan, whatever country want to bully them, suppress them, or enslave them. They're gonna have to meet the Great Wall of Steel. You know, and what the scripture talk about, a bow of steel will strike him through, right? So my Esau Edom, a self-proclaimed white man, which that's spiritual. Which I'm gonna grab it. I might grab that next, but I'm gonna get to this. Going back to Jeremiah the 48th chapter, because Jeremiah 48, and I'm gonna start at verse 11, right? Because we read that Moab in chapter 1, woe unto Moab, right? So I'm gonna jump down to verse 11. It says what she said, that they never been in captivity, enslaved. You thinking about enslaving us or suppressing us, you had to go against the Great Wall of Steel, right? So this is Jeremiah 48 and 11. It says, Moab had been at ease from his youth, and he hath settled on his lees, and have not been empty from vessel to vessel, neither have he gone into captivity. So that's what she just said. That's saying here, the Moabites are at ease and settle and stuck in their ways. Basically, they settle in their lead. They stuck in their ways and have never been empty from vessel to vessel. Like they're from generation to generation. They always been established in their land that they're in now. Pretty much, nobody had forced them out of their land or had enslaved the Chinaman like that. So it says Jeremiah 48 and 11, it says, Moab been at ease from his youth, and he had settled on his lees, and have not been empty from vessel to vessel, neither had he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remaineth in him, and his scent is not changed. So we're gonna go in this word taste, right? Because basically Moab is not, he's not, they not gonna be moved. Like she was saying, like, hey, nobody's gonna bring us into captivity. If you got that in mind, you had to meet the Great Wall of Steel, right? This word taste, right?
Strong's H 2940. Ta'am.
So it says taste, judgment, decision, decree. But we want to hear this behavior, you know. Translations says taste, his behavior. So his behavior have not changed. Like the mindset of Moab has not changed, since they have been they're stuck in their ways. They have never been in captivity, so they don't see themselves being conquered by another nation like that. Their taste has remained in him, and his scent is not changed. So they don't have they don't have plans on changing how they basically run their country. They don't think another country is going to come in and take over like that, man. That's what it's saying there. That's what she was saying. So that's exactly what they saying in Jeremiah the 11th chapter about Moab, because Moab is the Chinese. It's the so-called Chinaman. So it says verse 12, right? Therefore, behold, the day comes, saith the Lord, that I will send upon him wanderers that shall cause him to wonder, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Kishmash, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence. How say ye, we are mighty men? Salakia. How say ye, we are mighty and strong men for the war. So, that's what the guy was saying in the beginning. He said that and when relating to protecting the motherland, the blood of heroes flow in our veins or something like that, right? So that's what it said in 14. It says, how say ye, we are mighty and strong men for the war. Moab is spoiled and gone up out of his cities. Salakia, Moab is spoiled and gone up out of her cities, and his chosen men are gone down to the slaughter, saith the king, whose name is Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua of hosts. So that's that battle on the third woe, that great slaughter that the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is prepared for the nations, the heathen nations, because that's what it's talking about here. The destruction of Moab, and it's going into captivity. So all these other nations, they think that they're gonna be the next power, the next superpower, but that's not what the Most High got. And that's not a part of the Most High's plan, His script, the scriptures. That's not part of the script. So that's why it says Moab is spoiled. So it says like 14. It says, "How ye say we are mighty and strong men for war." Just like the guy said, for in relation to protecting the motherland, the blood of heroes flow through our veins. So that's basically Moab, man. Moabite. That's the Chinese. That's the China man. That's basically what it's saying there. Same thing that she was saying, that we haven't gone into captivity. If you think you're going to suppress us, you got to go against the wall of steel, right? I'm gonna grab that bow of steel verse. I think that's in Job, right? Job, I'm at Job, the 20th chapter, right? Job 20 and 22, right? In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So that's Esau Edom, self-proclaimed white man, basically the elites. That's like what she says. She said this wall of steel, So that was spiritual, because just like that's what Moab said there, that if you think you're gonna put us in slavery or suppress us, you got to meet the wall of steel, because
What is a gold IRA, and why is it important?
so
The future belongs to those who prepare for it. People with these people.
I'm gonna play it one more time, right?
Might diplomatic sanctions too.
中国也不是伊拉克。
We are not Iraq, Syria, or Afghanistan. We will not allow any foreign force to bully, suppress, or enslave us. Whoever wants to do so will be on a collision course with the Great Wall of Steel, forged by the 1.4 billion Chinese people.
So yeah, that's what Moab was saying. They ready for war. Whoever trying to put them in slavery or suppress them or oppress them, they ready to go to war with you. That's what basically what she's saying. So we are not Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. So, the Most High, go back to Jeremiah, the 48th chapter. This chapter goes into basically the destruction of Moab. You can read the whole chapter yourself, but this is talking about the destruction of Moab and being in the captivity, which I'm gonna jump down to the last verse, right? Because this is what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua got for the Moabites. Jeremiah 48 and 43 says, Fear and the pit and the snare shall be upon thee, O inhabitant of Moab, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. He that fleeth from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that getteth up out of the pit shall be taken in a snare. For I will bring upon it, even upon Moab, the year of their visitation, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. They that flee stood under the shadow of Heshbon because of the force, but a fire shall come forth out of Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Sihon, and shall devour the corner of Moab, and the crown of the head of the tumultuous ones. Woe be unto thee, O Moab, and the people of Cheshmosh, and the people of Cheshmosh perisheth, for thy sons are taken captive, and thy daughters captives. Yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Thus far is the judgment of Moab. So this is their judgment. Man. They're going to go into captivity. They're going to be destroyed in the third woe. These ICBM nuclear bombs, hypersonic nuclear missiles are going to be shot off. And it just like it says here, Babylon the Great, and other countries, including Moab, the China is going to be destroyed, man. Most High going to level, most definitely Babylon the Great, China and Russia and a lot of other places. The land of Israel right now, them places are going to be hit with nuclear missiles. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is going to destroy the kings of this nation, the kings of the earth. So yeah, that video just, I'm not trying to ramble on too much, but that video I seen a brother, I think the brother named the elect, hopeful elect of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. I think that's the brother's video. I saw that video clip from. So yeah, I want to make a video on it, from Sky News. So I hope it's edifying. So there's not going to be a Moab. The Chinese are not Moab. The Chinese or Gog and Magog, which is Esau, Edom. Russia is the Edomites, which I perceive to be the descendants of of Alexander the Greek. The Greeks, descendants of Alexander the Greek, through a little bit of research, that's the land that Gog and Magog, or the Russians, are from. They're from descendants of Alexander the Greek, or the Macedonians. So, which they're going to be destroyed. Esau, Edom going to destroy itself, right? But yeah, this is the punishment of Moab. They're gonna be led in captivity, just like the rest of the heathens, just like Esau, Edom, and the rest of the heathens. So that thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So I hope this lesson will edify to the elect. And I want to say, call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. Shalom to the next time, Yahweh Ratazah, which means Lord willing, and Why Baba Ball, DTA soon.